What's the most disgusting thing you've ever discovered about a friend? He started becoming Twitter famous and left his wife. Then hooked up with some fangirl that was married and quit his job to focus on creating content and be a full-time influencer. He's now selling bullshit bird feeders and sweatpants on TikTok. He used to spit on the floor in his room in the same place. He had carpet too. She was sleeping with my boyfriend. They have a child together now, but he cheated on her with her aunt lol. She had a whole drawer of used chewing gum under her desk. Years of it. At a festival my friend's favorite band were playing. When they came on stage she pissed herself with excitement. Her boyfriend felt bad for her, so he pissed himself too. They were wearing welly boots, which caught all their piss. So they enjoyed their gig, in warm piss-filled wellies together. Later that night they both tried to come into my tent to hang out. I didn't let them. Love is weird. A few years back at the time close friend of mine started posting all over social media about how her brother had gotten arrested and how she was praying for him to get out and he didn't deserve it blah blah. Made it seem like he got arrested for something really minor. When I googled his full name, it turned out he and 3 of his friends committed a violent hate crime. Behaviorally disgusting. Someone I used to be friends with pushed her trauma onto her kid so much that she convinced him he had the same trauma. He ended up in a psychiatric facility, and once he was, she played the pity card of, "Oh my poor baby," when I knew what was actually going on. When I wouldn't feed into it, she started a whole mess of drama by relentlessly flirting with my husband and trying to tell him I wasn't right for him. He didn't fall for it. He and I both cut her off completely. He murdered his girlfriend in Costa Rica about 5 years before I met him, worked with him daily for like 6 months. Nearly shit a brick when I saw his face on the news. Nice guy, all things considered, wouldn't have ever thought he'd do something like that. Edit. You said disgusting. I read that as disturbing. This was pretty disgusting too, what he did to her. My friend started dating someone who openly bragged about having sex with animals. I told him I couldn't be around him and he called me a bigot for not accepting his lifestyle. Pretty sure he was fucking dogs too. That he was an animal abuser. He was having a party in his backyard and me and my friend heard rustling in his shrub garden. It seemed like a big animal and we asked him what was going on and he told me that's his dog that he doesn't give a shit about because he's getting a new puppy soon. This poor dog had been so brutalized that it wouldn't come out of the bush's sad face. I rang a friend that could lift the dog and he came over and let the guy know we would be taking his dog right then. I found a new home for Smokey and he was happy again. Became friends with a guy at work. Real religious guy, adopted kids, part-time pastor, the works. We set up some get-togethers, but they always fell through. Luckily, he ended up getting fired at work for falling asleep on the job. We stayed in contact for a bit before we slowly just drifted apart. A few years later, I get a text from a former coworker telling me to look at the news. The former friend was arrested for raping his own children and foster children. Spending a long time, well-deserved sentence in jail. He used to blow his load under his computer desk onto the wall and never cleaned it up. He wiped back to front and became angry when 3 of us made fun of him. Good old shit nuts. My friend would take out her daily wear contacts every single night and throw them on the floor in the same corner of her room next to her nightstand. The mountain of contacts genuinely shocked me to my core. Another friend never took them out. Kept her contacts in 24/7. A coworker that I was starting to become friends with applied for a higher-up job and then it was found out he was caught in an online pedo ring during an FBI sting and our whole workplace found out due to his updated background check melting face. My friend is seeing a man who did time for raping a 15-year-old and is a registered sex offender.